Okay, let's dive in. I have not recorded a podcast since the Ireland retreat, which is insane. But I have been so deep in getting ready for Liberate Her Live, which is happening in 3 weeks in Nashville, which is like we've got over 125 people coming from all across the globe. Literally, we've got someone coming from Africa, Spain, Costa Rica, Mexico, all over Canada, all over the United States. I'm so freaking excited for this event. And I think the conversation I'm going to have with you today is a perfect conversation to have because this is a question from Morgan about how do you pay for something when you don't have like the money yet? Like if you want to manifest something big, how do you do that when you don't yet have the money to pay for it? So how like when my dreams are bigger than my current bank account, what do I do? And I love this question because this is something that like everyone has a dream. There's something everybody wants. And if you would sit there and tell me you don't know what you want, I would say you're full of shit. You do know what you want. Um, so here's the thing. This kind of goes back to the beginning of my journey. Moving my business online actually goes back way, way before that. Because I look at even when I was 24 years old and renting my first office, like it would have just been so easy for me to talk myself out of doing that. It would have been so easy to be like, oh, the paycheck that I was getting every 2 weeks, it was less than like $1,200. And I had 400 something dollars and change left over every single month. And I decided to use all of that money to pay for my office, which at the time was $400 a month. And so it really wasn't logical. It was intuitive. It was taking a chance on myself. It was there's no plan fucking B. Like I'm all in. And I think I kind of want to answer this a little bit differently because you're really asking like, if you're unable to pay for something yet, what do you do to be able to manifest it? And I have never waited for circumstances to be quote unquote perfect or quote unquote right before I've moved. And I think this is where people not only get stuck, but it's literally where dreams go to die. And so let me tell you what I mean by this. When we have a desire to do something, you could even take like the first book that I ever wrote. Okay. She Dares. Don't even bother going to Amazon. I pulled it off because I want to redo the whole thing. So you can't get that anymore. But I didn't have like my bank account did not reflect. I think I was in the negative. I think I was like, I don't even know if there was anything in there. I just know I didn't have the money, right, to be able to bring a book to life in the way that like self-publishing required. Unless I just didn't get a publisher and I, created my own cover photo, which I actually did, but I did hire a photographer to take the picture for that book. But the whole point is that I had this dream that was bigger in terms of bringing it to life than what was actually in my bank account to support that. And so here's the first thing that you do. If there's something that you want to bring to life, the very first thing you do is you commit to making it happen. See, most people are like, well, I'll commit when? I'll commit when I have the money. I'll join your mastermind when I get a client. No, it doesn't fucking work that way. And at least it doesn't for me, hasn't for me, and it hasn't for everyone else I know that has created success in their life and in their business. They had to go first. The fear that you have to overcome when it is an intuitive yes, when you feel the pull to do something and you don't fucking move, that is you going, I don't trust myself to follow through. I don't trust that this is going to work out for me. I trust it can happen for everyone else. It just can't happen for me. Right? If you've read Rich Bitch Money Goals, this is the number one thing with the B in bitch, which stands for belief. This is the number one belief that most people have that stops them from taking a chance or doing the thing. It's cool. I saw it happen for Kyra, but here's all the reasons why I think it happened for her. There's no way it can happen for me. It can happen for everyone else. Like success is great and will happen for everyone else. It just won't happen for me. That is the thing that people have to overcome if they're actually going to create change in their life, in their business, their bank accounts, their relationships, if you're going to bring a dream to life. And so, like when I look back at that book and bringing that book to life, it just got to I was just in, like, I'm just going to start writing the book. I knew I was going to make it happen. I committed fully. I was fully committed. There wasn't, I'll commit when. It's like, no, I'm doing this because I want to do it and I'll figure it out along the way. Most people don't have the willingness and the backbone to figure it out along the way, which is why they never start. And then they spend years and years just watching everybody else pass them by. And then they become frustrated because inherently they know that they're here for big things. So, yeah, you get fucking pissed off When you see other coaches or other authors or other speakers stepping on stage and you're like, that should be me. Well, it's not you because you don't have their courage. It's not you because you don't have the willingness to be uncomfortable. It's not you because you'd rather stay in your fucking comfort zone. And the moment that you can just confront that and be real fucking honest with yourself and then decide to do something different is the day that your life changes. There's nothing I've done in my business that made sense because the money was there. Nothing. Even when I made my very first six-figure investment, and I'll tell you what, I paid in full. Did I have the money to pay in full? I did, but it tanked my bank account. It took my bank account down a lot. And I had this moment where I was like, does this make sense? I'm like, fuck no. Against the numbers in my account right now, it doesn't make sense. But what I know is I'm supposed to do this. And I trust myself enough. And I've gone against my intuition enough times that I'm done doing that. I'm going to trust that there's something bigger in this for me. I'm going to trust that I am an energetic match for the moves that I make. And within like 2 months, I had my first six-figure cash month after investing that my first six figures. It came right back into my bank account. I would say that like 2 months is no time. That's nothing. If it were going to cost you six figures to make all the difference in your business, all the difference in your life, and you knew that that money was coming back, you'd fucking do it. You'd find a way. So for me, any big investment that I've made, any big dream that I've had, it required my courage to be bigger than the dream. Because if you don't have big courage, you don't move. If you don't have big courage, you don't make big moves. And so, like, how do we manifest it when the bank account doesn't reflect it? You get resourceful. I sold furniture. I sold my jewelry. I sold a lot of things in my home that at the time I wanted. I didn't want to sell my lazy boy that was brand new. I loved that thing, but I wanted to bring my book to life. That was a dream that was bigger than a fucking couch because I knew that one day I could make so much money, I could just replace it and I could replace it with something nicer. And guess what? I did that. So I think the number one thing that gets in the way from people or for people creating and manifesting what they want is they don't fucking move. You just don't move because you're scared. And I get it. It's scary, but it should be shit your pants fucking scary. That's your initiation into something great. If it were, listen, this is why I say, and you'll hear me say this for the rest of my life, bitch, if it were easy, everybody'd fucking do it. But this is why you have people sitting on the sidelines, pissed off in their victim energy, boo-hoo, it can happen for her, it can't happen for me. There's got to be a part of you that starts to recognize the pattern and then is willing to do something about it. When I invested that $20,000 in 2019, I took out 3 credit cards to make it happen. I tanked my savings, put the rest on 3 credit cards, had no idea how I would pay that off, had no idea how my business was going to be successful. I just knew that I was supposed to do it. I knew that I was here to do the work that I'm doing. There was never any uncertainty around that. And there has to be this part of you that gets to this point where you're just sick of your excuses. If you like people that don't move, they're just not uncomfortable enough. They're more comfortable not having the thing they say they want to have than they are going and doing what it takes to actually have it. Like even right now, we've got Liberate Her Live is 3 weeks away. We've got over 125 people signed up with more coming. If you don't have your ticket and you're not getting, like, if you don't have your ticket to Nashville, this is the first thing you do. You go buy your ticket. It's $597 for 3 fucking days with me in person. Your life and your business will change. Like, put it on a credit card. Get your ass to that event. Okay. It's insane. It's insane to me, the people that are like, oh, I want to be there. It's like, no, you don't. Don't fucking tell me you want to be there and you don't get yourself there. The only reason, by the way, I say it like that, it's not that I don't have compassion or empathy or it's none of that. It's just that I've been there before. I used to be the girl that had a lot of excuses and reasons as to why it was just a really inconvenient time for me to be bigger than my circumstances. So it's just really easy for me to spot the pattern. That's it. But even with that, right? Like we're already looking at next year's event. And the venue that we want to have it at is like twice the amount of money. It's more expensive, it's bigger in every way. And it's like, listen, it's not about I'll sign the contract for next year's venue when I have the tickets sold. No, it's I'll sign the contract and then sell the fucking tickets. Why? Because this is the work that I'm here to do. Because I fucking trust myself. Because I know that I'm capable and I'm resourceful and I will do whatever the fuck it takes to bring my dreams to life. And the reality is, Most people are not cut out for entrepreneurship because they don't know who the fuck they are to make big dreams happen. It's not that you can't do it. It's not that you can't. You can. Anybody can do it. This is why I say I'm not special. And I don't mean it. I don't say that in the sense of like, oh, there's like I'm not. It's like no, I'm special. Everybody's special. But what I mean is there's nothing about me or my life or my upbringing or my circumstances that gives me an advantage. Do you know how many times I've been uncomfortable in my life and in my business and scared and sweating and what the fuck am I doing? All the time. But it doesn't stop me. That's the difference. See, I can be scared and uncomfortable and move. Most people are scared and uncomfortable and they stay paralyzed. And then a year goes by and they're like, oh, and then people continue to take like the free $99 course, like it's going to make some difference. Or they sign up for someone's like, here's my $1 million blueprint that created multi seven figures in my business. And they think that's going to work for them. It won't work for you. And I'll tell you why it won't work for you. Because it's not the business strategy that makes a difference for you. There's a reason I say your next business strategy is a personal one. There's a reason why I say your next wealth strategy is a personal one. Because if you don't change, I don't give a fuck who's giving you their blueprint. It's not going to do anything for you. So there has to be a level of grit and determination and courage. There has to be a level of insanity going on that allows for you to stop playing small. Like you have to be willing to burn all the fucking boats so that you don't have a plan B. People talk themselves out of possibility every fucking day. So how do you bring something to life when the money's not there? You get resourceful. You commit to it before the money's there. Anytime, like in the past when I used to do sales calls and somebody would come on and they'll be like, I really want to do this. I'll do it. I'll circle back to you when I close my first client. And I'm thinking, no, you won't. Because this is a thing that would have you close your first client. Do you know how many businesses I've helped women start? I'm talking ground zero. Ground fucking zero. They had no experience. They had a massive desire to create change for people and they were all in. And those are the people that closed the first client and then the second and the third and the fourth and then they expanded their offers and then they were getting invited to speak on stages. You've got to be willing to move. And the reality is someone is always more willing than you. And so that should tell you something. It's you against you all the time. It's not that someone has something that you don't. It's that you've got to activate that courage within yourself. See, someone who's demonstrating courage, it's not because they have it and you don't. They're just using that muscle. You got to build that muscle. And you do that with consistency. You do that by saying yes before the thing is figured out, before it's easy and convenient for you. I will sign the contract for next year's event before we have any tickets sold because I'm going to generate the sales because I trust myself and I know who I am to do this work. And I'm doing my life's work. So you have to ask yourself the question, do I believe in myself? Do I trust myself? If you're not moving, the answer to those questions is fuck no, you don't. See, I trust myself. I trust myself even if it doesn't go according to plan. And I know how to pivot powerfully. This is why mentorship and proximity is so fucking important. And if you have an intuitive move to do something, go do it. So how do you create the thing? Before you have the money in your account to bring it to life, you commit to it. That's it. You figure it the fuck out. You become the kind of man or woman that creates extraordinary results because of who you're being. Go back to the rich bitch principles. If you haven't read Rich Bitch Money Goals or you haven't read it in a while, go back. The rich bitch principles are a methodology for change. And they're the exact steps that are required. It's like that is your recipe for creating success. So go back and review the principles. This podcast was brought to you by my international best-selling book, Rich Bitch Money Goals, Becoming the Energetic Match to Wealth, which is available at over 39,000 retailers across the nation. So make sure you pick up your copy today. You can find it in places like Amazon, Target, Indigo, Barnes & Nobles, Walmart, and more.